So today I'm going to share with you how much I got paid out in dividends for the last month on my M1 finance portfolio right over here. Now, in case you are new to the channel, my name is Dennis and I love talking about apps and services, as well as kind of just sharing my journey with investing, because I think it might help you out just a little bit more, or you just might be curious to see other people's portfolios. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump onto the actual M1 Finance platform, which is what I currently use to do most of my investing. So right now I'm sitting at $3,633, which is honestly quite a jump from earlier at the beginning of 2020, where I was around $1,200. So this is a huge jump. A lot of it has to do with the fact that the market was going down, so I put in a lot more money than I normally do on a weekly basis. But beyond that, we can kind of take a look and see how this portfolio is doing. So for the day, we are down about 1.93%. If we go to the week, we are actually up 6.02%, which is fantastic. If we go to the month, we're up 13.23%. And then if we go to the quarter, we can see we're actually now up 3.09%. Even though the market still hasn't fully recovered, the nice thing is I have been dollar cost averaging. I'll go over a little bit of what I'm kind of focusing in on when it comes to this portfolio and dividends in particular. But keep in mind too that this is my investing style. This is my risk tolerance. I'm not your advisor. So just always keep that in mind when looking at me or anybody else when it comes to our portfolios. So right now for me, you can see my actual name on the whole unit here. The whole portfolio is called Dividend Dennis. But I do also focus a little bit on growth as well. Part of my goal here is to make sure that I'm not only gaining dividend payouts, but also value in just the overall growth of my money. But the biggest thing that I like to tell people too is that I like to focus on dividends because it also does get me really excited to be investing as well. I know it's kind of silly for some, but that's kind of the way I go. When I'm looking at dividends right now, honestly, some of the biggest companies as far as value for me have been Discover and Aflac. Now, the reason for that is because the market has taken a huge tumble, like we talked about. And so I've been dollar cost averaging. So with Discover as an example, if I go into here, you can see I now own about 5 shares. The thing about this is before this, I owned like 0.4 shares because M1 Finance lets you do fractional shares. And so I was able to get into quite a bit of this fund, and they actually pay out a pretty healthy dividend every single month. So now I'll be able to earn that as long as I keep the fund, which I plan to do for long term. And then same thing with Aflac. They have a really good paying dividend, and they've also been paying for, I think it was like 50 plus years, maybe like 57 years. So now I own 2.2 shares. So I've been putting a lot more money into those two funds, quite a bit more, just because their dividend payouts have been fantastic. And then also too, I plan to hold them for long term, which is kind of the majority of what the stocks that I have in this overall portfolio. So those two are the big ones in my financial. But if I kind of go around just to talk a little bit about some of the other dividends before we get into how much I made. In my tech sector, AT&T is a big dividend payer. Some of these other companies I have don't pay as well when it comes to dividends, but their growth is what kind of keeps me into the investment. But Verizon, for example, is also another great dividend paying company. I have 1.5 shares so far. And then Texas Instrument is again also a decent paying out dividend company. I should say that. So we can get out of our tech here. Let's go into retail, for example, here. Now, most of the retail companies I have actually don't pay very well in dividends, but Home Depot and Target are going to be my probably 2 best dividend paying companies. Target's a dividend king. They've been paying for well over 50 years, so I'm excited to have them in the portfolio overall. I don't actually own a full share yet. Obviously, the dollar amounts are a little bit smaller, but I've been slowly investing over time. And then as I get more comfortable, I've been increasing the dollar amount, which is honestly really important for a lot of people. If you just get started with a little bit every time, I started with this investment at $10 a week. You can actually even go back and see some old videos where I'm only investing $10 a week and how I was actually putting that money to work for me. But honestly, the biggest thing about that was consistency and allowing me to feel more confident and comfortable with investing. So now I do closer to, $40, $50 a week, but during this time with everything going on in the world, I've been putting a decent amount more in. If I go to real estate is right over here. Probably one of the best paying dividends across the board from all the stocks I do have. So I have Realty Income that does a monthly dividend, which is always really nice. New Residential for me, unfortunately, they cut their dividend quite significantly, but hopefully it is temporary from what I've been hearing. Digital Realty Trust has been paying some really good dividends, and then Federal Realty Investments is also doing really well when it comes to dividend payouts. So those are good. Food companies that I have as well too. A lot of these actually pay some really good dividends, and for some of them actually quite a few years. So it's nice to have them in the portfolio. My consumer products, most of these pay out a really healthy dividend on a long-term basis. Not really high percentages, but the growth for the last 5 years has been really well. So for me, having these in the portfolio for long-term is going to really help me out when it comes to growing the actual dividends that I'm earning from each of these companies. And then for my industries, let's see what I got here. 3M pays a really solid dividend, and then CMI pays a really solid one as well too. Lucky Martin has more of a growth focus on that one, but it still does pay out a dividend. And then in my health, I have Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, and Pfizer, and then those ones pay out some decent dividends. Johnson & Johnson actually increased their dividend this year by a healthy amount, even with everything going on, so that was really nice to kind of see. So those are some of the companies that I have in my portfolio, so that way you can kind of get an idea of, you know, what I have and what I'm kind of invested in when it comes to dividends. But what I want to do is actually show you guys what I actually made for the month of April. So let's go ahead and take a look at my activities here. And what I'm going to do is filter through this so we can actually just see the dividends. So we're going to go ahead and close that off there. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll. Now, April, unfortunately, wasn't the best month for paying out dividends. This was actually probably... So this is my dog, Daisy. She likes to hang out with me when I'm recording, and she is slowly inching up forward onto my desk. Cool. All right. Well, let's continue. So right over here in the month of April, I didn't get a lot of dividends, unfortunately, for this month. And so this actually was a pretty big drop from kind of what I was expecting to get paid. One of the main companies I was expecting for this month also kind of pushed back their dividend payout as well as how much they were paying out. So always unfortunate when that kind of stuff happens, but it is what it is. So you can see here on April 1st, I got paid out from ADP by 7 cents. And then we have also on April 1st from Coca-Cola, we got paid out 15 cents. And then on April 14th, we got paid out from Fifth Third Bank for 16 cents. But you might have noticed I actually don't have that stock anymore, but I still owned it enough for the point where I was able to get the dividend for it. And then on the 15th of this month, we got paid out from Realty Income for 38 cents. And then we can see here on April 22nd, I got paid out from Cisco for a quarter. And then on the 24th, I actually got paid out from BBVA for a total technically of 69 cents of a dividend, but because it is an international fund, I did get charged 13 cents for that. They are also not in my portfolio anymore either, so I'm not going to be expecting them, you know, every 3 months anymore. And then the last one for this month is going to be on April 27th. I got paid out from McCormick for 14 cents. So that one was also something that I was excited to have. I do like having McCormick in my portfolio. Not the biggest payout when it comes to dividends from that company though. But altogether, that equals out a total of $1.71 in dividends. I'm going to show you guys really quick my dividend income report. So you guys can see how much I earned total for the month was that 171. So far for the overall year-to-date number, I'm actually sitting at $11.34. So definitely already way past what we made in 2019, with obviously quite a few more months to go. But when you compare 2020 to 2019 April, you can see back in April of 2019, I made 64 cents. I said that weird, 64 cents. And this year I made $1.71. So a nice increase from the year prior, but like I mentioned, a little bit less than what I was expecting. So overall, this has actually been the lowest income for the overall year in 2020, but still overall, I think it's pretty fantastic to be able to earn money, from these companies for just having investments in them. Now, I also do have investments with Robinhood and also on Vanguard's portfolio, but the Vanguard one doesn't pay anything out for this month of April, so I didn't earn anything from them. And then also too, with Robinhood, I got paid out 6 cents from one company. Didn't actually really mean to have that dividend earned because it was something that it was like a free stock and then I sold it. So if I include that 6 cents plus what I made on M1 Finance, I made a total of $1.77. altogether for the month of April, which, you know, hey, that's good still, even with everything going on in the economy. You know, still being able to get paid out these dividends is great. Always readjusting my portfolio based off of performance, you know, dividends, if they cut them, suspend them. Those are all factors that I had to make decisions on of if I want to keep them into this portfolio. Now, if you are interested, I actually do have this dividend tracker available for you entirely for free. Just go ahead and check out the link in my show notes down below for you. But if you do want to support me, you can check out maybe one of the other links down in the description, or you can get one free stock from some of the other brokerage accounts. If you haven't done so already, that supports me so I can continue to provide free content like this, as well as that dividend tracker. Now, if you're actually interested in some of the companies that I'm going to be buying for the next month, I want you to check out my video right over here to see which ones I find most valuable and why I'm going to be buying more into them. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in that next video.